Sports is the make or break of any friendship ever for as long as I can remember. If you said the wrong team, you 100% were getting jumped at recess. You're basically shunned forever. That's it. No one wants to be near you. And God forbid that you like any of the non-popular sports. Yeah, I know. Imagine telling football fans that you're into soccer. Okay, depending on where you live, this would 100% be the reverse. However, for me, I was a baseball fan. So when it was announced that Hololive was gonna be coming to Los Angeles, you can only imagine my pure excitement, but I had to get tickets. As far as I could remember, baseball barely had anything exciting going for it regarding performances or collaborations. I mean, you'd always heard about the Super Bowl every year. Annoyingly enough, there was Beyonce, Bruno Mars, Kendrick Lamar, Beyonce again? I mean, come on! But baseball? I mean, one year we had an air guitar champion there. He threw off his shirt. I caught it. It was really gross. Imagine your favorite band collaborating with your favorite sports team and you missed it. You would never forgive yourself for that. No, that couldn't be me. I had to go. But the thought of getting a ticket and physically going to the game by myself already had my legs shaky, my teeth chattering, and my eyes bloodshot from social stress alone, from even potentially asking someone who their Oshi might be. If you don't know, an Oshi is basically your favorite sports player on the team. Obviously, this is an oversimplification, but if you were to tell my dad that we were going to the baseball game for one player, he would completely understand. If I were to tell him that we're going for a cute shark girl that I saw on TV, he would drop me off at the nearest bus and tell me to text him when I need to get picked up. And just going wasn't enough. Yeah, there are people that just casually go to games and watch VTubers, but I had to get merch. I had no official girl merchandise. I was a fake fan. It was like me saying that I was a Dodgers fan without any Dodgers merch. And while that was also true, I had to go and get merch. And I know you're gonna be like, you can be a casual fan. All fans matter. Yeah, well, I wanted the shirt. The shirt is cute. And more than anything, I needed something that indicated to the public I was a Gura fan. If another fan saw me in public with my shirt on, we could both go back and forth at each other until we literally had any other thought. Besides, the lack of merchandise was not from lack of trying or funds. I don't know what it is about Gura, but she sells out quicker and is resold pricier than any other VTuber in Hololive VN. I mean, look at this cup. Yes, I want it. No, I don't want to spend $80 on it. It was so bad that I saw that it was going to be on sale at an event in Taiwan, and I asked my friend if she could get it. She couldn't. The cups sold out and only to be sold way outside of their price value on eBay. And I'm still not buying it. Sure, you could tell me about how I could get fan merch from conventions, and look at me. You think I leave my house for any reason except for the absolute bare necessities? I am a creature of habit, and my habits include getting up, watching Cute Shark Girl, and going to sleep. However, I have now given myself my own ultimatum. I either finally leave my house just for a chance to get my only girl merchandise that isn't even guaranteed, by the way, or I give up my only chance of getting Cute Shark Girl and quit VTubing out of shame. Oh god, I wish I had friends. I could just ask them to get me a shirt. But by the glorious grace of Gura herself, I was able to find a couple of my viewers were gonna be going to the same game. All it took was a little bit of me being nosy and totally not stalking. Yeah, I just was at the right place at the right time on Discord, and just like any other parasocial person I know, I invited myself. Turns out they were in San Diego and they're gonna be going on a road trip, and I had never been on a road trip before. My longest car ride was definitely for hours, but come on, that's just LA traffic. And in true parasocial fashion, it wasn't just enough for me to go with them once they got to LA. I also had to be on the road trip with them. Yes, I had them FaceTime me the whole trip. And like the overly excited little girl I was, I also made sure to plan a trip playlist and pack snacks with lunch. Many sing-alongs later, and Nini said he wouldn't have known that I was into Gura at all if it hadn't been for my shark slippers. They saw me swap for my shoes before getting into their car. I don't want to talk about my clearly worn shark slippers. A lot of people like sharks. It could be completely unrelated. My favorite movie could be Jaws, for all you know. And if you know, you know. When we meet up with Nini's friends at Dodger Stadium, I was greeted by two men who looked way too manly to be in the Hololive. And that's when Nini pulled me aside and said his friend was definitely in the Hololive, but we couldn't say anything to his dad because his dad didn't know he was in the Hololive stuff. His dad was a TCG collector and seller, so he was definitely here to scalp. Oh great, I'm the only one embarrassing myself by being openly happy to be here and giddy over my soon-to-be limited edition TCG cards. After getting our cards, Nini's friend and dad said they didn't get their limited cards so that they could get another pack of cards. My mouth was hung open. I hope that they aren't my mortal enemy, internet scalpers. Immediately after that, a man approached us asking to buy the cards off of the dad, and it definitely felt like a potion seller give me your strongest potions moment. It was a complete and total standoff until the awkwardly cloaked man said that he would pay $200 on the spot to have the cards. I felt like I had just witnessed a successful drug deal, and that's when I saw it. The most heart-stopping, gut-wrenching line. Suddenly, the reality that I may not get my gura merch was very real. I am actively being confronted with this. I had two options. I could either cut my losses and go watch the game and enjoy myself, or I could suck it up, get in line, hope and pray to any and every god available to me that there was still a size small gura shirt at the front. I definitely checked eBay a couple of times before making my decision. Not only were the t-shirts selling for $188 minimum, but they were going fast. Fortunately for me, depending on how you looked at it, there were no smalls or extra smalls being sold. This could have been a sign that the smalls would be available once I got to the front. Surely there would be smalls at the front. Before I had to make my life or death decision, Nini, the best lad that he was, offered to hold my place in line so that I could go watch the game. I was like, "Are you sure?" And he shrugged and said that he was only really here to get the merch. With that, I sped off so fast, he couldn't change his mind if I was already gone, right? I got myself seated like a kid on Christmas Day, waiting for everyone else to open up their gifts. After laughing to myself, watching mini Gura streams at home alone, I was finally gonna be able to see Gura in person. I was so giddy, I could feel the eyes of the elderly couple staring eyes of judgment at me. The game was extremely suspenseful, with us clearly losing in the beginning. That was until Gura saying, "Take me out to the ball game," and it felt like one of those MapleStory entire map buffs was being placed onto the field. You could physically see the turn-in results. I'm pretty sure Gura even became a religion at that point for some of the Dodgers fans. If you don't know, a lot of baseball fans or sports fans in general are actually very superstitious. So her singing combined with the quick dodges, quick turnaround for winning the match cemented that she was a good person to the older couple that I was seated next to. We hadn't won yet, but I had felt comfortable enough to check in on Nini about the status in line. It was doomed. He said that he kept hearing people come by saying that they had sold out, but he was slowly watching as people were beginning to lose hope and leave the line. I told him not to give up unless someone absolutely official said so. He said he wasn't too sure, but the person who came up to him specifically saying that they were sold out seemed to be associated with staff. Hey, so in the middle of recording this, the Dodgers actually won the World Series, and I couldn't help but imagine how many fans were in the audience wearing official Hololive merch during the World Series because of how superstitious baseball fans are. And by the glorious grace of Gura herself, they've now won the World Series for the 8th time. Okay, now back to the video. Now I understand that I am a very delusional person. I would absolutely have to see for myself that there was absolutely no more shirts at all, let alone smalls. I needed to walk away with something. I have been forced to see fans walking around with Ita bags with chains and chains and chains on Hololive keychains, stickers, and other official merch. I, at that point, felt like I was personally being judged for only having my shark slippers. I was even jealous of the girl who just put fan-made stickers on her headphones but clearly had nothing else. It made me wish that I was a girl that decorated so badly I could have at least had my stickers of Gura on my phone. I quickly pulled it out to check eBay once more, almost feel my eyeballs bulge out of my skull, and touch my screen to a medium selling for $400. Are these scalpers insane? But sure enough, it was legit. The tags were there and everything. I was a little uneasy the rest of the game, but thankfully the drone show was able to distract me. The peak of the show for me was when the comet appeared. I closed my eyes quickly and I made a wish. I would tell you what the wish was here, but I'm actually really superstitious, and if you say your wish to people, it won't come true. I kept checking in with Nini, but he had gone completely silent. This wasn't a good sign. After the drone show, I rushed down to the bleachers to go see Nini, and he wasn't there in line anymore. The line still stood as long as ever. He just wasn't in it. He said that he had given up and he wanted to go home, and I could see the despair on his face. I offered to try and both get us shirts off of eBay. They were hopefully going to be less than 1K, but Nini somehow knew that I definitely didn't have that kind of money to afford one, let alone 2 shirts. He repeated to me that he just wanted to drive me home and head back to San Diego, and I didn't press him anymore. And on the drive back, I frantically kept checking for a shirt. I did find one for $300 for a small. With my compulsive gambling habits, I had determined that this was the best I was gonna get deal-wise and got it as soon as I could. I actually bought it so quickly, I didn't change any of my information before buying it and actually had it shipped to my mom's house. And if you don't know, my mom would not even stop talking to everyone about how she knows how I watch anime, so we could not have that. I absolutely refuse to give this woman any more ammunition to embarrass me to everyone that I grew up with. So I messaged the buyer frantically to get the shipping address changed. So yeah, I got my shirt. I am a real Gura fan. I even got my official Picora shirt as well. I was able to get the most out of the game. There was some drama that a Hololive cosplayer was telling people that there were no more shirts, and I don't exactly think that that was the case. My friend said that the person who came by saying that everything ran out was like a very official person and not a cosplayer. Overall, it was a really nice event. I am hoping Hololive will do more events like this, and I would really like a chance to maybe try and talk to other Hololive fans outside of the people that I arrived with. Everyone looks actually really friendly. I just have really bad social anxiety, and it makes it impossible for me to make friends without my friends being friends with them first. I know that hindsight is 2020, but I should have made sure that we stayed in line. The call of Gura being cute on the big screen was just so strong. The need to win over getting scalped is so much stronger. They just cannot keep winning. Scalpers cannot keep getting away with this.